literally just arriving at the Welsh Centre. Oh, I had a very luxurious rehearsal with Titus and Rashika, and I was allowed the luxury of pretty much dictating the pace and doing what I needed to do. So what happened is I had a wonderful few weeks of feeling my way into Atticus, and then the last couple of weeks Bart arrived and it stepped up a gear. Okay, I'm now walking down Dean Street on my way to the Gielgud for the first time. We're going to have a bit of a fight call on stage and a few other bits and pieces, but anyway, so I caught the Elizabeth line in. She's been very quick, and I'm now taking a nice little morning walk through the streets of Soho down towards the theatre, and yeah, it's going well. I've got 2 weeks and 3 days until I'm on, and it's been I think the challenge has been that I've got the words, so I've just learned the moves with words. I've now got to sort of start taking the words apart and figuring out why I'm saying them and when and how, I've done a bit of that, obviously, but it really needs some dedicated work now. Bart helped me bring it up and understand the level at which I would have to get to put it on the stage here. So it was a kind of like, Bart said, here's where you need to be, and this is where you're at, and we need to get you there. And so it was really, he was absolutely instrumental in taking what I had done and filling the theatre with it. I have arrived at performance day number 1, and I woke early, didn't sleep very well. I've been outside in the garden, breathing, and now I'm gathering myself to get to the theatre early, and acclimate. But I'm feeling excited, but I'm also feeling trepidatious, and I feel like my body is in a heightened state of, I'm in a hurry. My body feels like I'm in a hurry to get there, get on with it, do it. But my mind isn't there. My mind isn't quite ready for an audience. I'm in an interesting, you might say that I sort of, this morning I kind of understand the phrase, I'm all aflutter, because that's kind of how I feel. Like, I just need to be calm and relaxed. But I'm really excited, and I don't entirely feel ready, but I also feel like it's okay, because it's where it is, and when I get on and I do it, I'll learn something that is really important about where I need to focus my attention on work, detail. I think honestly that first performance was about, I just had to get through it and survive it, and it was an incredible buzz to be doing it, and to have such an incredibly warm response from the audience. I was kind of involved in the work of, I have got to get through this, and I have to somehow honor this, follow Rafe, who had just been on 2 nights before, and I have to somehow match up to this company around me who have been involved in this production since the beginning. And I think it was I was kind of terrified, actually, and very, very relieved at the end of it. I mean, it's been so exciting to go, I'm going to try this, you know, now, and I'll see how that goes. And then that leads to another sort of revelation, partly because of the source material and partly because of Aaron Sorkin's adaptation. It's an incredibly generous piece of writing. And so it can take your ideas. So every time, if I have an idea, I can try it and it works and it yields a little bit. And so it's sort of a give and take, and it's a relationship with a character and a text that I've not had all that often, the luxury of being able to do that.
We practiced that question. We practiced every day. When I was a boy, my father gave me one of those an air rifle. He said he'd rather I shoot at tin cans in the backyard, but that he knew one day the temptation would become too great and I'd want to shoot at birds. He said I could shoot all the blue jays I want, probably knowing I'd never be able to hit one. But to always remember that it was a sin to kill a mockingbird, a sin, a crime against God. It was the only time I'd ever heard him use that word. I asked him why, and he said it was because they were innocent. And I became a lawyer.
I've really examined Atticus in a way that I probably, through playing him, through this text, it has made me think of Atticus differently. I think I've understood that I've really understood him as a man, and a man out of his time, more than I think I credited before. I feel his pain, and I feel how wounded he is. And I think that's the thing that's really been revealed to me, is the pain that he's carrying, the loss of his wife, which has become incredibly visceral as I've gone on with this run, and I felt it more and more as a kind of sort of at the root of everything it has become for me, is that the pain of this loss has defined this man and has defined his choices, certainly up to the point at which we meet him. He's more human to me than I think he was this sort of splendid, grand idea. And I think he is probably that to many people. But I think he's become an incredibly human character as I've gone on, and I've understood his humanity and the pain of his humanity. My favorite line in the play is incredibly difficult to identify, but there are a handful of candidates for that little award, and I would say one of them would be, you have no business being kind, but there you are. Which Atticus says to Dill. Because I think it represents, I think it's a beautiful idea that kindness can prevail out of such hardships. That you have the agency to choose, you know, and that is our gift, that we have choice even in the most dire circumstances.
How am I feeling? I'm sad, but I feel full. I feel like I've done something incredibly fulfilling, and I've had an enriching and rewarding experience, and I'm sad to be leaving the production now. Happy that it's been passed on to such a versatile and tender actor in Matthew. I'm going to miss putting the suit on, and I feel like I've
gone through one of the great privileges of my life, and so it's with mixed emotions that I'm stepping away from it. I will dearly miss Atticus, dearly miss wearing the suit, and be forever grateful that I've had the opportunity to be a part of this story.